A GOP lawmaker thinks it's a bad idea that people have to get treated if they go to the emergency room. In fact, she thinks that we could save doctors and this whole healthcare system a lot of money if we didn't have to treat everyone that showed up to the emergency room. Now, this is Representative Diane Black. She is from Tennessee, and she was speaking to Chuck Todd about this issue. And I want you to hear from her and what she has to say. Take a look.
You're being forced into figuring out how to subsidize that free health care that nobody pays for at the emergency room.
So let me tell you, Chuck, I'm an emergency room nurse. There are people that came into my emergency room that I, the nurse, was the first one to see them,
right,
that I could have sent them to a walk-in clinic or their doctor the next day, but because of a law that Congress put into place to say, no, I have to treat everybody that walks in that emergency room, you took away our ability to be able to say, no, an emergency room is not the proper place. And then you put a burden on top of that to say you must do that.
So you would get rid of the law that mandates emergency rooms to see every patient that shows up?
I would get rid of a law that says that you are not allowed as a healthcare professional to make that decision about whether someone can be appropriately treated the next day or at a walk-in clinic or at their doctor.
So I actually think that if all you heard was that, you might walk away thinking, well, that seems reasonable. I mean, that's a person who practiced this as a nurse and knows what it is, and she should be able to use her judgment. And if somebody came in with a flu, you could say, hey, you know what, come to the clinic tomorrow instead of taking up space in the emergency room. Okay, but that's if you don't know the history of it. And as a congresswoman now running for governor, she should know it a little bit better and the consequences that could flow from it. The person who actually signed the law into effect was a well-known liberal named Ronald Reagan. Okay, it was the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act. Now I'm going to talk about active labor in a second. But the reason they did it is because back in the day, hospitals would do what they called patient dumping. So somebody would walk into the hospital, they're like, oh, he doesn't have insurance and it's going to cost a lot. And they would just refuse to treat him. And they would either just drive him out to the street and say goodbye and good luck, or they'd make a different hospital take them. And they kept doing this patient dumping to the point that Congress had to pass the law and Reagan signed it into effect. So before you go running around talking about like, they took my freedom away to deny you health care, look into it a little bit and find out, like that's normally I think if a law is outrageous, there must have been a good reason for it, maybe at some point. Let me find out why. And she didn't, of course, do that. And the active labor part is because women would come in pregnant in the middle of labor and hospitals would dump them anyway if they didn't have insurance. And so that's why even the pro-life movement was like, that's a fetus, that's the one thing we care about, okay? And you're sending them away in the middle of labor and that could cause tremendous problems. So that's why they passed the law in the first place. That's why that law is absolutely necessary.
You are giving her the benefit of the doubt in saying that maybe she doesn't know the history of why this law was enacted in the first place. But I think everyone, especially someone who's a current lawmaker, knows that emergency rooms end up serving as a last resort for the poor who haven't been able to provide or to pay for health insurance, who haven't had access to health insurance. And so their health conditions get so bad that they end up in emergency rooms, right? And yeah, they should be seen by doctors if they show up to the emergency room. And look, maybe I'm too real and maybe I see the dark side of humanity a little too much, but I don't want anyone to be the arbiter of whether or not someone deserves care at that moment, right? So she brings up someone who has a sore throat for a week or someone who might have the flu, but I'm not buying for a second that those are the only individuals that would be turned away. We all know that more people would be turned away for more serious conditions. And sometimes you go into the emergency room not knowing what's wrong with you, and maybe the symptoms don't seem that serious to the person that you're describing it to, but it might end up being something incredibly serious. What if you just got hit in the head and you're worried that you're gonna suffer a concussion? Like, these are things that you should be treated for. And so when you know the history and when you know the demographic that typically ends up in the emergency room, you understand why that law was enacted in the first place. But by the way, another thing I wanted to state is that if you're a hospital that's not receiving any Medicare funds, you can turn people away. It's just that if you're receiving government money, taxpayer money, Medicare funds, you can't do it. You can't turn people away. So if you're genuinely against this type of law and you don't want to have to abide by it, then stop receiving Medicare money. And then you can go ahead and patient dump as much as you want.
So here in LA, in our healthcare plan, we have something called urgent care as opposed to the emergency room. It's for lighter stuff that happens to you. And I love it because everybody, of course, knows the lines in the emergency rooms, and it's a real hassle. We know that that's a real issue. So urgent care has come up now, and that's much, much better in this system. So we're not saying that the lines in the emergency room are not an issue. But remember, it's not like the treatment requires you to take 7 hours with the person. If they just have a sore throat and they sat through whatever they had to sit through and they got to you, you say, okay, now here's Advil for your throat and we're done with it. It's not like you're mandated to do anything else. In fact, it would probably take you almost the same amount of time to dismiss them. Because how do you know if they have a sore throat or they don't? Which leads to a story of mine, which is pretty tragic. A really good friend of mine, his father, this was in Turkey, now it doesn't apply to our laws, but it gives you a sense of what can go wrong in a hospital, was his father was involved in an accident and the doctors looked at him and thought he was fine. It turns out they were negligent, he wasn't. He had internal bleeding and he died. So that's why when you go to the emergency room, yes, someone should take a couple of minutes out to make sure you're okay and not dump you on the streets and go, I'm using my good judgment to make sure I don't treat you. That's not the kind of country we should be. Help us build independent media together. TYTnetwork.com/join.